Now there is no doubt that crossovers are starting to take over the world. Every automaker is rushing to offer something for the subcompact crossover segment, the compact crossover segment, and everything in between. Now what's starting to piss me off is that these tiny crossovers are attempting to take over the hatchback segment. Mazda just released the CX-30, which is just a high-riding Mazda 3 hatchback, and unfortunately Mazda will probably sell more of CX-30s than they will the Mazda 3 hatchback. Now Hyundai, on the other hand, went and totally replaced the Accent Hatchback with this, the Hyundai Venue. Now that doesn't seem like a totally bad idea since they already have the Veloster and the Elantra GT. Today I'll be giving a tour of the new Hyundai Venue Denim Edition, or better known as the Canadian Tuxedo Edition by me, and then I will give you my opinion on what I think about this subcompact hatchback crossover thing. Let's do this. Now before we get started with everything else, let's take a look at some of the cool and interesting things about the 2020 Hyundai Venue Denim Edition. First up, one of the weirdest things about the 2020 Hyundai Venue Denim Edition is that the seats are exclusively available in this leatherette and denim combo. This is actual denim right here. That is very weird, but very, very cool. Now, I don't even know what kind of market research was conducted to even create the Venue Denim Edition, but I'm guessing the idea came from somebody at Hyundai Canada who loves Canadian tuxedos. The Denim Edition Venue is also only available with this denim exterior color with white accents all around and a white roof. That's very, very cool. Now, there aren't many other cool things about the Hyundai Venue since this is just a normal car, and personally, I kind of like that. There aren't many distractions in here at all. Nonetheless, Hyundai does have some weird obsession with tiny details, and I really appreciate that. For example, say you're driving around at night and you can't see what position you have your lights and wipers in. All Hyundais will display the position of your lights and wipers right in the gauge cluster display. That is very, very cool and very helpful. Hyundai is also the only manufacturer that will let you customize the steering wheel mode button. So you know when you're circling through your media sources through the mode button on the steering wheel, you can select which media sources you want to circle through. I have it set to FM, phone projection, and Bluetooth audio. I don't listen to everything else, so I can only circle through those options. That's very cool. I do want to point out one of my favorite features about Hyundai's infotainment system here. When you hit the point of interest icon on the roof,
please say the POI name or address you want to find.
Starbucks.
25 results found.
Very quick, very easy. I love it. Next up, let's talk about pricing. Pricing for the 2020 Hyundai Venue Base SE model starts at $17,350. The SEL starts at $19,250. The denim here starts at $22,050. As tested, you're looking at $23,305. Now, it is pretty impressive what you get for that $23,000 price tag. You get Apple CarPlay, you get Android Auto, along with the 8-inch touchscreen display. You get heated front seats, you get remote start, you get some driver assist tech, including blind spot notification, lane keep assist, and that's really about it. You don't get cooled seats, you don't get a heated steering, and you don't get a wireless charger. But it's still pretty impressive what you get for that price. Next up, let's talk about power and performance. The 2020 Hyundai Venue is powered by a 1.6-liter four-cylinder engine, making 121 horsepower and 113 pound-feet of torque, and that's made it to a CVT transmission. The Hyundai Venue is front-wheel drive only, but it does have a snow mode. So when it starts snowing or raining, choose snow mode, and the Hyundai Venue will optimize the traction control for bad weather driving. Now, of course, that means that the Hyundai Venue isn't particularly fast. I've hit 0 to 60 in 9 seconds flat, and the top speed comes in at 115 miles an hour. I would love to see an edition of the Hyundai Venue. Now, when it comes to drive modes, you can select it through the drive mode knob over here, and you have the choice of normal, sport, and snow. And that's really it. You don't need anything else in this car at all. So yes, it isn't fast, but you do get some pretty awesome fuel economy. You get 30 city and 34 highway. You have a 12-gallon tank capacity. I'm averaging, after a few days of driving, a total of 25.5 miles a gallon. Not bad at all. Next up, let's take a closer look at the exterior design of the 2020 Hyundai Venue, because it is pretty quirky and I kind of like it. Now, the Hyundai Venue does replace the Accent Hatchback in Hyundai's lineup, and since this rides a little higher than the Accent Hatch, this is considered a crossover in this crazy crossover-obsessed world that we live in. That said, I think the design of the Venue is especially cute and quirky. I like it a lot. The front end of the Venue is highlighted by the brand's signature cascading grille, and just like the Hyundai Palisade, the headlights are actually down here instead of where you think. Those are actually just the indicators. By the way, I really love the design of the daytime running lights here. Very, very cool. From the side, the Venue's profile is enhanced with strong wheel arches and a strong character line. And the Hyundai Venue Denim Edition here has a bunch of white accents, including these random white lines all around the car. The side view mirrors are also in white. and the roof, again, is in white as well. When it comes to the wheels, the SEL model gets 15-inch alloy wheels as standard, but the Denim Edition here gets these really cool 17-inch wheels. I really like the design of them quite a bit. Once you start moving from the side to the back, you'll notice the character line continues from the side to the middle of the back. That's very cool. And then you have these awesome taillights with this really cool design, which gives the Venue even more character. Let's take a look at the cargo capacity really quick. You cannot pop the trunk from the inside. There's no button there, so you have to use your keys or just come back here and hit the button. And it opens up to 18.7 cubic feet behind the second row. And with the second row folded, you have 32 cubic feet. Plenty of space. Now let's hop inside the 2020 Hyundai Venue, and while it is really simple in here, I really like the layout quite a bit. Of course, you don't have much high quality soft touch materials considering the class and price of this car, so there is plastic everywhere besides this little leatherette strip that's kind of cute. But other than that, I wish they did use some high quality materials. But hey, it's nothing out of the ordinary for this segment at all. The seats are very comfortable, but they're not powered. The Venue denim here gets a cool combo of leatherette and denim, while the rest of the Venue trim gets cloth seats. The Venue denim here comes standard with heated seats, but if you want heated seats on the SEL, you'll have to pay $1,750 extra. You don't get heated seats on the base SE model. Now let's hop into the second row of the Hyundai Venue and check out the legroom. And when you get back here, you'll realize there's not particularly a lot of room. I'm about 6 foot tall. That's my seating position. I don't have much room at all. So if you're on the taller side, you're going to have some issues. So you might want to consider just sitting behind the passenger. Next up, let's talk about technology really quick. You don't have much going on in here. That's the gauge cluster. It's pretty simple. It's all analog. There's no digital gauge cluster display thing going on here. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Moving over to the infotainment system, you have an 8-inch touchscreen display, which is standard on all Hyundai Venue trim levels. You also get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard across all Venue trim levels. So as long as you have those two, you don't really need anything else. Nothing else too crazy to discuss here about the infotainment system. It's not as fancy as the infotainment you'll see on the Hyundai Sonata and newer Hyundai models. It's similar to the one that you see in the Hyundai Elantra GT, but overall, it's really quick, really easy to use. Now, before I give you my opinion on how it is to drive the new Hyundai Venue, let me point out a few random things that I'll have to show all of you. You only have 2 cup holders for the front passengers. Rear passengers do not get a cup holder at all. That's really weird. They only get bottle holders on either side, and even the front passengers get bottle holders, but there's no rear cup holders. That's really weird. I don't like that at all. Sound of the door open and close sound on the Hyundai Venue from the outside. And from the inside, pretty solid. Next up, let's honk the horn on the 2020 Hyundai Venue, and I don't expect much at all. Yep, just like I expected. Not solid at all. Now that I've given you a tour of the 2020 Hyundai Venue Canadian Tuxedo Edition, let me give you my opinion on what I think about this subcompact crossover. Let's get to it. The Hyundai Venue here isn't particularly fast, and it doesn't need to be since it's only going after the urban market, which doesn't really care about speed anyway. As a daily driver, the Hyundai Venue is quite comfortable to get from point A to point B. Pop it in sport mode, and it will get a tiny bit exciting. I've timed 0 to 60 to come in at just 9 seconds flat. Nothing too crazy, but you know, it handles well. It gets you from point A to point B in a nice, comfortable, fashionable way in this Denim Edition. There isn't much road noise in here when you're traveling at high speeds on the highway, except for the fact when you have to get to those high speeds, the CVT transmission can be a little loud. My top picks in this segment include the Honda HR-V, the Jeep Renegade, the Toyota CHR, and I'm definitely putting the Hyundai Venue right along with the rest of those. Personally, I would love to see a Hyundai Venue N carrying the same running gear from the Veloster N, because 121 horsepower isn't enough for me at all. Either way, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Omar Drives, or you can follow me on TikTok at Omar Drives. I'll see you next week. Make sure you hit like, make sure you comment. Take care. Peace.